Here we go, another week. It is Tuesday, and looks like we got a little bit of rain, not very much. We haven't had much of rain here in almost a month. I'm hoping we get some more. They're calling for a bunch of rain all day Wednesday, which will set me back a little bit, but I'll take it. But you can see, we got a little bit at some point over the night last night. I'm not sure when. Maybe early this morning. Who knows? But let's see here. Starting off this week, one good thing is I got the X mark back. Finally got the X mark back. Alright, let me tell you about this. Okay, so here's the X mark, as you guys have seen in many videos. I got this last year. This is the one I had bought off of my cousin. It had the original seat on it that broke, got all busted up, and I bought this aftermarket seat. All the aftermarket seats for these mowers were like $300 and up for these seats. I found a couple for around $250 or so, and just crazy. But this camo seat was like $79, and it's actually pretty damn comfortable. So I put this on at some point last year. But anyway, this mower has been a great mower. Up until the end of last year, it started having a few issues, and this year it had 100 issues. Real quick, I'll show you guys. Look, I built another striping kit for this one. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I built a striping kit for this one just like I did for the Skag. Anyways, the issues with this, had a problem with it not starting all the time. It just, you'd turn the key and it wouldn't do anything. Found out it was some wires that were messed up. We fixed them. Then it started happening again. It was a relay. We fixed all the relays. And then more recently, within the last, about a month ago, it started to where it wasn't running right. The engine was still hiccuping. If you guys know what that means, it just kind of like, it run and like kind of hiccup and then start running again, like never shut off. It just ran real rough like that. Then every once in a while it started blowing smoke out the exhaust. We went through all kinds of issues. I'd change the oil on it and I'd run it for one day and the oil would be jet black again. So we got it's got the Vanguard 18 horse V-twin commercial, and I went through everything. I finally got what they claimed was a carb rebuild kit for it. It said online it's for all Vanguard V-twin engines, overhead valve that were 14 to 18 horsepower. So that's the kit I ordered. It was $23. Turned out the kit was wrong. The kit didn't work. It wasn't the right kit for it. So I went through the guy that I've told you guys about before, that when I don't have time or when I'm stumped, I send my stuff to. A good friend of mine, and he ended up finding the right kit. Well, the right kit was $87. So he charged me $100 total for the kit and for him to rebuild the carb. So we got that done last Friday. He got it back to me, and I put it on, and yeah, at the same time, like I said, it had problems starting again. It didn't want to start. It would just turn the key and it wouldn't do nothing. And I thought the starter was going bad on it because it's been delayed starting for a while. But he said, check your grounds. I guarantee it. He said, 90% of the engine's ground right through the frame. You probably have a bad ground, or the ground's just not strong enough for that mower. He said, I've seen them come like that from the factory on different mowers. You may have to run an alternative ground. So I followed the ground wire that went from the negative on the battery to the bolt that runs through the engine into the frame. So, and it was corroded at both ends. I cleaned it up real good and put it all back together. It started up a lot easier. So now I had that done, and I had the rebuilt carb on it. I put it on, started up a lot easier. Engine was hiccuping like crazy. It was still doing it again. So I idled it way down. I let it idle on low. I let it idle as low as I could get it for about 45 seconds, almost a minute. If you guys don't know, you should always, every time you pull up on, I know it's a pain in the ass and it delays time, but anytime you pull up on a trailer, you should let your mower idle for at least 45 seconds and then shut it off. What that does is it burns any residual that's left in the bowl, so that way it's going to keep it from backfiring 90% of the time, and it's not going to give you problems on the next lawn when you go to start it up again, because the bowl won't be flooded out. It's just a good thing to do. So anyway, I idled it down, let it idle there for almost a minute. I shut it off. When I shut it off, it backfired so bad it blew sparks out the engine, or out the exhaust. So I called him up, and I took it there Saturday. That was Friday. I took it there Saturday morning. I took it back to him, and he said, "I already know what's wrong. Just drop it off to me." I said, "All right." So I took that to him. I took him a filter and 2 quarts of oil, and I said, "Do me a favor, while you're doing whatever it is you're going to do, flush the engine out and put new oil and filter in it." So he did that. He put a new fuel filter on, which it needed as well. Come to find out, the valves, the clearance on the valves are supposed to be right around 5 thousandths. And he said each one was between 15 and 20 thousandths. He said them damn things were like dangling in there. He goes, "I don't even know how this thing was running." I said, "It wasn't. That's why you had it." And, but anyway, so he mowed part of his lawn with it, which he has a huge yard. He mowed part of his yard with it. He said, "This little thing is neat, man." He goes, "I like this little zero turn." He's an older guy, and he doesn't really mess with these zero turns, but so he said, "Ran great for me." So I put it on the trailer. I brought it back here, and it took it off the trailer, ran it for a little bit right around here, and it ran great. So today's going to be the first day I'm back to mowing with it. One of the big reasons I needed this mower back is because I sold the, as you guys know, well, a lot of you guys know, and a lot of people have asked me lately, I sold the stander at the beginning of this season, so I don't have that anymore. I had a grass catcher for the side of that. I had a grass catcher for the side of the button. I sold the button too. I had a grass catcher for the side of the walk behind skag. I sold that too. So now I have the walk behind Ferris. I still have a grass catcher for the side of. But other than that, the only thing I have grass bagging capabilities on right now is this Exmark. And I have a couple of my customers have been begging me to bag their lawns because they use the compost for their gardens. So they have these big bins on their property, and they want me to bag their lawn and then dump it in there. This one guy I've been putting off for almost a month because I haven't had this mower, and his yard's too big. I'm not bagging the whole thing with that grass catcher. It would take forever. So I've been waiting to get this back. This one has the bagger system on the back with a tube that comes up and the turbine right off the side of the deck. And so this Exmark bags like there's no tomorrow. So I really have been dying to get this mower back. So today will be the first day I run it. Hopefully it'll run fine, and I won't have any issues with it. And we'll be back in business. Some of you guys are probably going to ask, why don't I have a bagger for the new Skag? Well, I'll tell you why. The bagging system for this, I'm going to buy. I just haven't done it yet. The situation irritates me is what it is. The bagging system for this mower is $1,495, okay? Not really concerned with the price. You know, it's a commercial mower, commercial bagger. You got to have it. It is what it is. Okay, it comes with a bar that goes across the front, and then suitcase weights hang off that bar just to stabilize the difference between the weight of what you're going to have in the bagging system, because the bagging system is really big on it and holds a lot of weight, so it stabilizes, balances the mower out, what it does. Okay, it comes with that. It comes with a set of Gator mulching blades, which I already have, so I don't care that it comes with that, but it comes with that as well. Then it comes with chute off the side, a 5.5-inch tube. The thing is huge. Goes back to the bagging system, and then the full mount, the bagging system, the bags, everything. That's the bagging system. $1,495. Okay. That I don't mind. I'll pay the $1,500. I'm not concerned with that. The part that irritates the shit out of me is the dealership where I got this from. I called them because you can't buy. There's a lot of manufacturers that sell mowers, things like that, where if you need things, you can order it right from the manufacturer, order it right from the company, and have it shipped to your house. Skag does not sell things through their manufacturer. You have to go through one of their dealers, which I think is bullshit, but whatever. It's the way they do it. So I have to go through him. So I called them and I said, listen, I want this bagging system. He said, okay, it's $14.95. He goes, and $150 freight. What? Why? Why do I have to pay the freight when you're the dealer? You should stock this stuff. Anything I need for it, if I need tires for it, if I need spindles for the deck, if I need whatever, you should stock this. You're the dealer. You should already stock this stuff. And if you don't have the thing that I need in stock, you should order it in. Then I pay your fee, but you cover the freight. Why do I have to cover that? It just really irritated me. So I said, I'll tell you what, I just gave you $6,000 for this mower. I'm going to give you another $1,500 for the bagging system. How about you waive the $150 freight, and I'll just pay you for the bagging system? So, no, we can't do that. So that just, it got on my nerves. I think it's irritating. I'm going to give this guy, in less than 3 months, I'm giving this guy $7,500, and he can't waive $150. It just pissed me off. But he's the only Skag dealer in my area. As far as I know, I hear there's another one, and I'll be looking them up, and I'll find out if they have one in stock, and if they do have one in stock, or if they'll cut me a better deal, then that's what I'm going to do, because I think it's piss poor dealer practices. Somebody comes in, they hand you $7,000, and I already told them, order another one of these Skags, because I'm going to come in and buy another one, and I want you to already have it on hand. So I'm going to give him another $6,000 for another Skag. So what? We're up over $12,000, $13,000, and I'll probably get a bagging system for that too. By the time said and done, $15,000, $16,000 we're going to be up to. You think this guy'd waive $150, just to keep my business, but whatever. So anyway, that's the deal with the mowers. I did put something on Instagram. I don't know. Some of you guys follow me on Instagram, some of you don't. But I had this major issue with my trailer. I had it last year. It wasn't as bad. Sorry, alerts on my phone. I had it last year, but it wasn't as bad to where I'd pull up to a house, I'd get out of the truck, walk back to the trailer, and there'd be bees swarming my trailer and my mowers. I just kind of start the mower up, and the bees would kind of go away a little bit. And once I back it off the trailer and engage the deck, then they'd all take off. And it wasn't too bad, just every once in a while. I didn't really figure it out. I know that I have a bunch of yards that have apple trees, and I've run over the apples in the yards and sliced them open. Well, when you run over apples, pears especially, they're the worst. But if you run over apples and shit like that, it attracts bees. They love it. So I thought maybe that was the case. And then there's certain days where there's no apple trees in any of my customers' yards, and I was still having the problem. So what I did is I came home Friday after mowing all day, and I pressure washed my entire trailer. I put the brand new deck on it last year. You're supposed to let it sit for a year before you waterproof it or treat it or anything. So I put the deck on last year. So anyway, I pressure washed it Friday, and it was black. That deck was nasty from all the grease, the oil, the dirt, the gas, everything that gets all over the deck. You guys know what I'm talking about. So the boards come out almost white, like they were clean. So I let it dry. It was in the high 90s all weekend, very humid. I let it dry all weekend, and then Sunday, I believe it is, I decided I was going to seal it. So I used a brush and I painted it on instead of a roller. That way I could brush it real good into the grain of the wood, get it in any of the cracks or there, stuff like that. And I used Thompson water sealer in Acorn Brown is the color I went with, and I think it turned out pretty cool. I mean, my main goal was just to pressure wash the entire trailer, all the channels, the tubing that run in the framing of the trailer. I checked every one to make sure no hives in them, anything like that. There was nothing in there, nothing anywhere. But so my main thing was to pressure wash it, to get it cleaned up, and to get rid of any possible beehives, anything like that could be in there. So that's what I did. That was the main goal. But I figured while I had it cleaned and the trailer was now dried from pressure washing it, I'd seal it. Might as well. No good time like the present, right? So that's what I did. Let me show you guys how it turned out. So, okay. So this is how it turned out. Looks pretty cool. And obviously, like I said, it just rained and it's all bubbled right up on there. So apparently that sealer worked. A couple guys asked me for a quick rundown of my trailer. This is my basic trailer. I have another trailer back there on the other side of my plow. that I really never use. Probably just going to sell it. I'm actually going to get rid of both these trailers at the beginning of next season. I'm trading them in, and I'm going to get a 16-foot V-nose enclosed trailer is what I'm going with. But anyway, so basically it's just a 14-foot trailer, single axle. That's another reason why I'm switching to an enclosed one. I want a tandem axle. It has a heavy-duty front tongue and hitch system. I can adjust that up and down. I welded those cross pieces on there that you see right there so that I could put the push mower on front and not have to take it on and off the trailer every time I want one of the bigger mowers off. I built this cage out of scrap steel I had around. I just kind of, if you guys look at some of my older videos, you'll see. I built it last winter, and then I put a handle on there. I built these two tabs on here and drilled a hole through it, and I just put a pin on there. When I'm in a bad neighborhood, I put padlocks in there. I got one on each side. And then I just took some angle and I welded it to the trailer. Made sure it's up high enough so that my mowers will fit right up under there. I got one of these this year for the string, which has saved me a million times over. There's the 3-rack trimmer rack. I just use these snap pins again through here. These fold up and the pin snaps through. And also I can throw padlocks on there. I've never had an issue with these jumping off. Some guys have told me, man, weed whackers will pop right off there. No, they won't. There's some nasty streets around Niagara Falls area that I go down all the time. They never come off. I did weld an extension piece across the top there. Just because the pitch of the mower's coming up, I didn't like it. I wanted a little bit more, so the pitch wasn't as bad for the decks. I welded that on there. And this year I also bought a double blower rack. So the backpack blowers hang on there, the tubes come up and go through the hooks right there. But yeah, that's my basic trailer. And like I said, it's only, well, it's classified as a 14-foot trailer. The 14-foot actually goes right to where the wood stops here, and then there's this extension here. But that's pretty much, I bought the trailer, the deck that was on it was shot. I had to put a new deck on it. But I bought the trailer with just the trimmer racks on, that's it. So the string, the backpack blower rack, the cage, oh yeah, and then I bought this rack this year with the jug here, and then the front setup, I put all that on. My main reason for that 5-gallon Igloo cooler on there, I paid $60 for the rack, the mount that holds that cooler, and another $30 I think at Home Depot for the jug. The reason is, on a lot of hot days, and it depends if I had one guy with me that day or two guys with me, we are going anywhere from 5 or 6. But let me change that. We're going from like 3 to 4 up to like 5 or 6, 7 Gatorades a piece a day, and it was just getting ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So what I do every morning now is I have 7 ice cube trays in my freezer. I dump those in there. I fill it up with water from the tap. And I'm not a big fan of tap water, but I keep like 6 bottles of Mio, the flavor drops, on the dashboard, all different flavors. Squirt them in there. We all carry water bottles, and so we fill them up off that jug. It keeps it ice cold all day, even extreme heat, and then we squirt Mio drops in there. And we have drinks all day. And what's it cost us? The cost of the meal. That's it. So it was a one-time fee to buy all that. It's 5 gallons of water. If me and one other guy, or even if me and 2 guys, if we go through more than 5 gallons of water in a day, it's too damn hot. We need to go home anyway, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, so that saved us a crap load of money. Even for the solo guy, that would be a slamming investment. You would save a ton of money. When you just add up all them Gatorades, it's crazy. Even the Powerades are cheaper. I know in my area usually they sell the bigger ones like 2 for $3 or something, but the way I was looking at it is, you know, I buy 2 of them and it's still $3. How many am I going through a day? At least 2, sometimes 3 of them, you know, so you're up almost $5. And the other crappy part about it is by the time you get to the second one, that one's piss warm. So you're drinking warm Gatorade Powerade anyway. Why not just keep your water bottle, and then every time you refill your water bottle, you know it's ice cold because you have ice in that cooler and it keeps everything cold. So every time you go to refill your water bottle, you're always getting a cold drink every time. So, I mean, I don't know. Everybody's got their own way. That was my reasoning behind it. That was my sense of thinking. So, but it's worked out. It's been great for us this year, and it's been good. So, I think that's about it for right now, guys. That's the update. That's where I'm at. I did start an Instagram, if some of you guys don't know. It's at Countryside Lawn. I made a small video on that. I did recently see Brian from Top Notch started this. He put on Instagram, he started this Periscope account, and I was curious. I wanted to know what that was all about. So what I did was I checked that out, and I seen Blake from B&B Lawn Care had one as well, and I checked his out, and I think the Periscope is neat as hell. It's a live feed, live stream. Whenever you log on and you start filming one, people can ask you questions, and they pop up on there right to the left-hand side of the screen, and then you can verbally answer them. So like I'm making this video right now, it would be live stream, and you guys could be asking me questions all the time, like, hey dumbass, you need to shave, because obviously I do. You know, and I see that pop up on the screen that somebody wrote that, and I say, yeah, you're right, I do need to shave. You know, I answer you like that live. You get to, I read them and I answer them, and it's definitely neat. It's called Periscope. I haven't made a video on it yet. I plan to today or tomorrow, probably today at some point. I'm gonna check it out, see how it goes. But it's cool. It's cool. It's very interactive. It's live. And one thing that I watched a video last night that Blake made, and I agree with him 110%. There is way too much hate on YouTube right now. YouTube started these communities that we all belong to, and just too much hate. Too much hate. Greg from Geek to Freak texted me the one day, and he said, yo, you need to check out this dude's channel. Somebody's stealing our videos and repost them as his own. So I went out and checked that out, and it was me and Geek and Top Notch, and I think Keith was on there, Keith Kalfas. There was a few of us on there. This guy was stealing them. So that happened. Then Brian from Top Notch started getting pounded with 1 million dislikes. You know, then people were leaving bad comments. Then some of us had to change our platform or our settings so that whenever anybody left a comment, it would pop up for an alert for us. We had to approve it first before it would post so anyone else could see it. I mean, we had to limit all of our stuff like that because it's just people just getting nasty, just mean, nasty. I can't believe there's so many mean-hearted, mean-spirited people out there. It's like you really have nothing better to do than go on YouTube and just slam people? That crap's horrible, man. I mean, and Dan from Trimmers just made a good video this week, and it's like an hour long, hour and 15 minutes long about certain people just slamming other landscapers and stuff. And I can't believe there's so many mean-spirited people out there. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I wish those people that were like that, I'm not going to say I wish they would crawl in the hole and just leave everybody else alone and keep their hatred to themselves. I actually wish that they would get out of what's bothering them and just be a happy person. You know, I'm not going to wish them ill will. I'm not going to wish them to go off in their own world or live on a secluded island full of other hatred people. But, you know, I'm not going to wish anything bad on them. I actually wish good for them. I wish that they would change their life around or get out of whatever slump they're in and realize there's so much more if you just try. I mean, nobody's happy all the time, but try to be a happy person and try to get along with other people. There's so many other people in this world that, you know, you don't know that they could benefit your life if you just give other people a chance or look at things in a more positive way. So I don't know. I'll save the inspiration speeches for Keith Kalfas. He's the man at that, and that's what he's good at, and that's his thing. But that's just my take on it. But the point I was trying to make there was there's so much hatred on YouTube right now, and that's what started our lawn care communities was YouTube. And it seems like more and more guys are veering away from YouTube now. And I'm really not going to, as you're obviously seeing in this video. I'm going to keep putting some videos up on YouTube. I don't put up nearly as many as everybody else, but I don't know, I guess I'm swamped. And not to say that other people aren't, it's just when I'm done at the end of the day, I just really don't feel like doing it. I don't feel like doing all the editing. I don't feel like any of that stuff. But anyway, it seems like a lot of guys are going more toward Instagram, and now I think they're going to veer a lot more towards Periscope as well. So I think the amount of videos you see on YouTube is going to start to dwindle. I don't think it'll go away, but I think it's definitely going to dwindle down. a lot. But yeah, so we'll see where it goes from here. And I just veered away from that entire damn point again. The point I was making was Blake put on his Periscope video last night that the good thing about Periscope is people can comment on there, and you read the comments as they go up, and of course somebody could throw a negative comment on there or something, but people can comment on there, and then it's nothing but hearts floating up the side when people like your video. There's no dislikes on there, there's no nothing. You know, they just comment, you answer the comments, everything's live stream. They can't post or buy a million dislikes, they can't, nothing like that. So it kind of limits a lot of that negativity. It cuts it right in half, people's ability to do it. They can still leave negative comments, of course, and they pop up right away, but you know, I think when people can't be a keyboard commando and then post a comment and then hide real quick and nobody has a chance to get right back at them right away, I think people are much more likely to do it. Whereas on that, where it's live stream, you're gonna have 50 people just jump all over you as soon as you post that comment. So I think people are much less likely to do it. But anyway, so all my stuff is the same. I keep it the same. Countryside, YouTube is Countryside Lawn New York. Instagram is Countryside Lawn. Periscope, I believe I did it either Countryside Lawn or Countryside Lawn Care. It's all the same. I'm so easy to find. So, you know, if you guys get a chance, check out my other stuff. And, you know, I'd love to check out yours as well. If I see you pop up on there, I'll go right to yours, and you know, as soon as I get a chance, and I'll check it out and follow you guys as well. And if we can't control the hatred on YouTube, maybe we can limit a lot of it on the other ones like Periscope and Instagram. So yeah, alright, I'm gonna get Max will be here soon. I gotta get the blade sharpened on these mowers, and it's starting to dry up, thank goodness, and hopefully we won't get any more rain today, so I can get these lawns done. And we'll see, maybe I can add some more to this video today. Alright guys, I just finished mowing this one. It looks nice and smooth, but trust me, it's extremely bumpy. And then this is the other side. Goes here, all across. And the crazy thing is, especially up there, look at all these leaves. I don't know if you can see them all. I mulched a bunch of them up, but there is a ton of leaves. So both sides, and then it goes, you probably can't see it, it goes way back in there. And there's a big section back there too. But there is a ton of leaves. And it's been in low to high 90s every day. I mean, normally in September, yeah, we're gonna get some leaves falling, but I didn't expect them just because of the heat. See what happens.